Fred Warner didn't say this. Matt Mayoko did. Matt Mayoko went on his podcast this week. It's a phenomenal podcast. Matt Mayoko is the greatest OG of the Niners beat writer crew. He said that not only is Fred Warner correct, according to the sources here, that the reason that maybe Trey Lance wasn't tearing it up earlier in the eyes of his coaches and teammates is that he broke his finger. Remember? He broke his finger in preseason. It was in the final game against the Raiders. He was playing with the backups, which we were concerned about. He got his finger hit, kind of like Russell Wilson.
And we were not happy with that because we felt that it basically was a cover, like a blocking injury, basically. It was the fact that he was playing with backups that they threw him to the fire. Yes.
Yeah, the pocket collapsed. He tried to follow through, broke his finger.
It came down.
They kind of downplayed the injury. I mean, they said he played week 1. He threw a touchdown pass week 1. But according to Matt Mayoko, this finger injury lingered, and it affected his spirals, his accuracy, his ball placement, his throwing.
Just ask Russell Wilson.
Yes, it's still impacting Wilson. And apparently, according to Mayoko's sources, it impacted Lance in his first career start, basically all of his action. He hasn't really played much in the last month and a half. So I think that's important to know. He was catching a lot of flack, like, man, this guy's ball is fluttering. Is this really how he throws? Apparently, that was partially because of a broken finger that's now fixed.
I think one of the things that Lance ran into is his college tape shows that when he misses high, this is his problem. Once you break your finger, I feel like with Kyle Shanahan as his coach, he probably has a lot of good instruction as to how to correct that. But once he took the injury, he really looked like he was reverting back to his college tape. So as far as what people saw at the pro level and what they saw at his college level, it just looks so similar. And I think people were very quick. And I mean, my concern was very high as well because I knew he missed high. But with a broken finger, I mean, like I said, look at Russell Wilson, one of the best to ever do it. I think the best off-script quarterback there's ever been. He's struggling mightily because he cannot control the ball. It's so important. I mean, you don't pitch. That's the thing. You don't pitch with a broken finger. But these quarterbacks are expected to go out there and spin the ball. And
you don't pitch with a blister.
Right.
You don't pitch with a blister. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there are laces on both balls. So
right.
it's amazing that quarterbacks stick this out. But it's because there's no rotation of quarterbacks. You are the franchise as a quarterback. And if you don't play, your whole franchise will suffer.
Yeah, figure it out.
Pitcher, you might. I'm an Oakland A's fan.
Use your other fingers.
We get through the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th starters every year, but you can't do that in the NFL.
No. Coach once told me quarterbacks don't come. They're not like tennis balls. They don't come in cans of 3. Once you lose one, the game's over. Makes sense to me.
I like that. Who said that?
One of my anonymous coach sources that I talk to here and there.
Love it.
What I want to say real quick is if you've been a lot of people take film Trey Lance at practice before games. I do it. I think people have noticed that his ball has looked better recently. There's less wobble. There is less. So I think this is encouraging news. He's doing well in practice. Apparently his finger's 100% healthy. Future seems bright. My question is, should he be starting now? But I guess we'll never know. Jimmy's doing well. We're going to talk about Jimmy, but man, I mean, look, the Niners are using the Chiefs model of sitting Lance for a year because Mahomes sat for a year. In retrospect, shouldn't Mahomes have played as a rookie? I mean, I think he probably would have been pretty good. I'm just saying. He had a good team. He's a good player. Was he just going to go and fall on his face? And then the next year I think in retrospect, they kind of probably wasted a year, even though Alex Smith is a good player.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the roll of the die, basically, when you had Alex Smith as the Chiefs, you had someone who was an excellent game manager. Alex Smith is the definition of game manager. He's like expert mediocrity, to be honest with you. He just knows how to.
And Jimmy's getting there. He's really stepping up his game manager game.
Stupid mistakes.
That's true.
At least as a Chief. And
Alex Smith knocked that off about the time he was 27.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, I think the 49ers are in the same place as the Chiefs. Just like you said, it's one of those things where if you get lucky with Trey Lance, you will be better. But the odds kind of favor that the average expertness and familiarity of Jimmy Garoppolo will get you further, most likely. And it's like roulette. I just don't think they wanted to spin the wheel, essentially.
Amtot99 says, to be fair, Fred has more practice repetitions than Ayuk. Fred is sick of being looked at as the 12th man in the offense. What are we talking about here? Fred.
Next question.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
Fred
on offense? Chat's really loving the Blue Clues fit today. Man, they say I'm looking like Steve from Blue's Clues. They say I look like Steve from Blue's Clues. What do you think? My wife says I don't look like Steve from Blue's Clues. As long as my wife thinks I'm... Sybilla says, what's up? She's over there watching Friday Night Lights.
Love it.
Yeah. Good show.